Hello, my friends. Welcome back. I've returned and live once again. There I am for another live stream. I'm gonna warn you up front, up top, top of the hour. Well, 5 minutes past top of the hour, but who's counting? I'm so sleepy today, y'all. I'm so motherfucking sleepy today. I'm just waiting for clock's gonna hit 8 p.m. Eastern, and I'm gonna turn into a pumpkin like it's freaking Cinderella. I'm so sleepy. But I'm here now, and we're gonna call out some demon bluffs, my dudes. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. We're loading it up. Alright, made with Unity. Thank you. Thank you. Give me my... We're gonna do this gracefully, actually. We're gonna pause the music and fade it out instead of just closing the program like I always do. Ooh, look at those cozy little emotes in chat. Look at those cozy little emotes. Okay. Music in this game is so low. It's fine. It's mostly just background, as most music in video games is. But it's like a single backing track, you know? If we were playing like a horror game and I didn't have background music, it would be a completely different experience. But you're not gonna listen to the background music. You're gonna listen to me slowly go mad over the course of 2 to 3 hours. As my tired brain cannot wrap around how this game is played. As a reminder, if you've never seen this game before, if you've never watched me play this game before, first of all, welcoming, you've made an excellent decision. Second of all, here's how the game is played. It is usually referred to as like single player Among Us. It's based on the tabletop RPG Blood on the Clock Tower. What's happening is we have a village of people. There are a number of evils among this village of people, and we have to find and kill the evils. Our evils this round include the Puka and the Minion. All the artwork is adorable. We've got new art for the fortune teller. She's beautiful. She's everything. I wish I was a fraction as ethereal as she is. But that's beside the point. We're trying to find and kill these two, but they are going to disguise themselves as other villagers. So it's a single player social deduction sort of game. We have no witch, so we can reveal everybody. We got a fortune teller. We got 2 fortune teller. The lover says she has no evils adjacent to her. Which, by the way, all the villagers do something different. We'll kind of go over them as as the game happens. If you want more in-depth on how to play the game, from Ascension 1 onwards, I do have a previous VOD of this up on my VOD channel. It would probably be more helpful to you than this is going to be right now. But we'll go into it. We'll get into it. But just if I don't explain everything, it's because we've been here before. And it's also because I'm so tired. Okay. So now that we have everybody on the field, what we need to take account of is how many liars we have. Puka is a liar and will create 2 liars if possible. Minion is also a liar, so we have a maximum of 4 liars. Doppelganger disguises as a good villager and does not lie, so we do not want to kill the doppelganger. And we want to kill as few of the rest of these bastards as possible. You do get a health bar if you kill somebody that you are not supposed to kill. You get less health if health drops to 0. You replay the round -1 heart, and if you have no hearts, you're brought back to the start of the ascension. Is kind of the stakes that we have going on here. I'm thinking both of these fortune tellers might be sus. So here's the deal. These two both agree that the right side is more evil. And if one of them is a doppelganger, they would still be telling the truth. Enlighten says closest evil is clockwise, which still has me suspect it's one of these two. And if this one's the Puka, it would corrupt the lover, and the lover would be lying about how many evils are adjacent to her. So I'm honestly, you are closest in my line of fire right now. I don't have a good way of checking. We can check the judge. See if judge says the lover is lying. Yeah, okay. Which means you're probably fine, which means you're probably not the Puka. Might still be the minion. But I think... Yes! Puka kill! Let's go! Okay. Okay. Which honestly, I think means both of these are safe. Potentially. Potentially. Here's the thing. So, bad guys will disguise themselves and also lie. There's other characters in this game that could lie to you. that you're also not supposed to kill. We'll get there when we get there. But for the most part, the bad guys are always lying to you, which means they're giving you incorrect information. We didn't have the Puka give me any information because the fortune teller ability would not have really helped me in that situation. But in cases of, like, if one of these architects was our minion, they would be giving me incorrect information. So one of them, since these two have to be our liars, if possible. They're either bad guys or they're liars. If one of these was the minion, they would likely not be telling me the same story. You know what I mean? And if one of them was the minion, the sides would be equally evil. It's gotta be one of these two, right? Fortune teller's not gonna help, unfortunately. Especially since this is Puka. Unless this fortune teller is our doppelganger. But again, here's the thing with liars. The tangent that I was going on that I did not finish. Liars are going to give you incorrect information. However, some character classes, when they lie, it means that the information they're giving you, the opposite is true. So, like, if this architect was lying to me, saying that the right side is more evil, you would potentially assume that means the left side is more evil. And that is not a conclusion that you can make with the architect. Because there is an option of it being both sides are equally evil with the architect specifically. If the lover is lying, saying there's no evils adjacent to her, there could be one evil adjacent to her, there could be two evils adjacent to her. It's not necessarily a black and white thing. Some characters, though, you can get important information knowing whether or not they're lying, which is why the judge is so important. But if the judge is corrupt, then you've got other problems. Are we gonna sack this other fortune teller? You know what? Here's a way we can try to tell. If we pick fortune teller, because fortune teller, you pick two characters and learn if any of them is evil. One easy, quote-unquote, way you can kind of tell if somebody is corrupted or not is if you have them give you information that you already know. So we're gonna select the Puka and the judge. And if she tells me neither of them is evil, then she's lying and is a suspect. Even though I know she's gonna lie. See? Is 2 or 5 evil false? Liar. You're lying, you're lying. You're all correct. And closest evil would be, well, would the closest evil be clockwise? So our current suspects are these three. Because closest evil is clockwise, unless you are the closest evil. And these two are telling the truth, so I'm willing to believe them. You also told me the truth. I'm willing to believe you. We have 2 liars and 3 liars. But a maximum of 3 liars and 1 more bad guy left. And the right side in their calculations does include the enlightened. But the enlightened at the moment is telling the truth. Is my problem. I'm really bad at these social deduction games. It's one of the many things that I put on a list of, like, reasons to diagnose me for things. Is I'm like, I have a hard time, like, I don't have a hard time solving the puzzle of, like, if you're lying and you're lying, this is obviously true. I have a hard time, like, getting off the ground of, like, but everybody could be lying to me. What am I supposed to do about everybody lying to me? How could I possibly trust any of you? You're all traitorous bastards. I'm killing this enlightened. Damn, you were telling the truth. Uh-oh. Telling the truth and uncorrupted. Huh? Well, obviously. Those are both the same thing, dude. Telling the truth and uncorrupted. Okay, here's the deal. It's gotta be one of these two. But I can only kill one more of them before I get a game over. It couldn't be both the fortune tellers, could it? I mean, it could. It has happened before. I love how cute this whole setup is, and then you pick up the knife and it's like, do the dark deed. Who shall be next to spill blood on my blade? It was. I was right. It was both of the fucking, both of the fucking fortune tellers. That's fine. We did it though. You lose points for losing health, but honestly, I'm not going for max score. We just got to get past this ascension, to be honest. All right, what do we got now? We've got a counselor, who creates an outcast, which is any of these guys in yellow, and then sits next to it. So the counselor will always be next to one of our yellow guys. And the shaman will create a duplicate, essentially. The duplicate does not have to be the shaman, I don't think. But it creates a double, which is a problem for us. There's also Plague Doctor, who just corrupts someone for fun. Because Plague Doctors. No witch though, so we can reveal all these cards. There's my Plague Doctor. There he is. Scout will tell us how far a specific evil is away from the next closest evil. Interesting. Fortune teller again. Nice to see you. Judge, welcome back. Jester's new. Well, not new, but pick 3 characters, learn how many of them are evil. Very specific ability. To judge. So no witch smashes cauldron. Absolutely. Well, I'ma tell you what. This is immediately a red flag for me. Because, so for many reasons. First of all, one of our guys has to be in between these two. Has to be sitting next to one of these. So it's going to be this position, or this position. Now, that does mean could be lying to me. However, that doesn't mean that this triangle is not correct. How many liars do we have? We have 1 liar, 2 liar, 3 liars, And 2 of our liars are evil. I'm willing to believe you're telling me the truth. Mostly because that's pretty easy to prove. Now, this is an interesting statement, mostly because the wretch, this specific outcast, will register as an evil minion to every other character. So when this guy talks about how the counselor is 1 card away from the closest evil, it could be 1 card away from the shaman, who is our other actual evil here. Or it could be right next to the wretch, which is where we expect him to be. He's going to be next to the wretch, or he's going to be next to the plague doctor. Another interesting thing to note. Oh. That's actually not? I thought for a while... Hold on. God, stop. I thought for a while... I guess that's not true. For some reason in my head, they could only disguise as villager roles. But that's simply not correct. Enjoy your lurk, darling. Thanks for hanging out. I'm tempted to just murder someone. What do you have to say? One of them is probably evil, which is what I suspected. Now, are you lying? Are lying? If that's true, then you've become top of my hit list, buddy. What about you? So one of you is definitely lying to me. I frequently, you know, again with my brain, I like double checking my information. So I will often, when we have duplicate classes, duplicate like character types in this game, I will ask the same question and see what answer I can get. But what am I gonna do with his information? Because that means now one of you is lying to me. And I don't know if I know how to suss that out. Actually, so I'd be willing to bet. 8 or 6 is evil. If 6 is evil, then you would be lying about them lying. But you can't be lying. You're the liar. So you can't... If I'm suspecting these 2 of being evil, and suspect you of lying, that he's not saying what he's really saying. Unless one of them's a shaman. I just get just running around in circles, chasing my tail in this game. Here's gonna be the real tell. We gotta plague doctor someone. Plague doctor detects if someone is corrupted. And if someone is corrupted, and the plague doctor is not corrupted, they will tell you who is evil. So if we can sniff out, here's the thing. if we can sniff out who has been corrupted, which is honestly like a person, I think. You don't corrupt anyone, you don't corrupt anyone. The Plague Doctor is the only person who has corrupted anybody. We have 3 liars and one of them is corrupted. It's not great odds. Aha! You're corrupted though. 6 is evil, 8 is corrupted. Yes! Which means you are also wrong. Yes! It worked! I'm a genius! So you saw what happened there, right? Because we killed this guy because he was my top of my suspect list, honestly, since we found him out. And when they die, you can find out if they're corrupted or not. And Plague Doctor will sniff out corruption on dead bodies. So since that jester was corrupted, we're able to corroborate, assuming he was telling the truth. I assumed he was telling the truth, because the jester was our one liar, right? Sniffed out the shaman, and then there was only one other spot the counselor could be, because the counselor has to be next to one of these guys. Excellent. I'm remembering. Oh god. Oh god, am I remembering. Okay. You ready for this shit to get complicated? Well, technically, it was already complicated. Brother, you don't even know the half of it. You do not. Oh boy. Okay. We have 4 evils to look for this time. Now, I know this only says 3 evils, but this over here says 4. And trust me, there's 4. We'll get into it. We're starting with the witch. We love the witch. She's adorable. She makes it so that whatever card we are set to reveal last, it doesn't have to be number 9. Whatever card you are set to reveal last, you cannot reveal the last card until the witch is dead. That last card could be the witch, as far as I understand. Which makes things a bit of a pain in the ass. Minion is minion, lies in disguises. Puppeteer, however, Puppeteer himself lies and disguises. But he also creates a puppet next to him as a random villager class. The puppet that he creates is evil, but will be telling the truth. Here's the fucked up shit. Is evil, but will be telling the truth. So you have to be on the lookout. And then remember when I said there's good people that can lie to you? It's the drunk. Drunk disguises as a random, not in play villager, so usually is not a duplicate, as far as I remember. Drunk is always corrupted, will always lie, and cannot be cured of their corruption. It's the bad version of the doppelganger. So, with that in mind, Gemcrafter will tell us who is good of anybody. Usually just picks one. Says number 4 is good. Number 4 is the hunter. Cool. Hunter will tell you how far away the nearest evil is. And Hunter says it's one of these 2 cards. These cards include Bishop will tell you very, very specific information. And it's one of these, so Bishop will always tell you point out 3 characters and say that there's a villager, an outcast, and an evil among them. Usually names the evil. Or like the category of evil, minion or demon. However, this is one of those, if the bishop is lying, all of the characters they give are villagers. Not that they aren't corrupted, but that they're not evil. You know what I'm saying? Stop pressing the wrong button. Good God. Our other option for the hunter is Lover, who says there's 2 evils adjacent to her. I'm willing to put money on that, honestly. Bishop says 1, 3, and 5 are villager, minion, and outcast. What do we got? Empress points out evil characters. Learn 3 characters, only one of them is evil. Empress is another one. If she is lying, all of the characters that she points out are good. So I guess we're going along. Medium is sort of upgraded Gem Crafter, where Gem Crafter tells you a good character. Medium will tell you a good character in its role, which usually works for, like, I don't know if they ever point out doppelgangers. I guess they could. It's just more specificity. Yes, info includes disguised characters. So we know, if the medium is correct, we know that this hunter is a real hunter, which means they are not the drunk or like a doppelganger. Is the thing. A second bishop. 1, 4, and 5, huh? Okay. And the Confessor. Confessor is so good in the early game. Confessor is real simple. If the Confessor is anything other than good, they will say that they are dizzy. That's all you need out of them. So we're immediately suspecting I am dizzy. And we can't reveal that yet. So we have to work with what we have here. We have some corroborating information. We have, what are we looking at? 1 liar, 2 liars, 3 liars, 4 liars, 4 evils, but not all of the liars are evil. Here's where it gets fucked up. here's where you got me fucked up. Okay. I feel like I wish the drunk was easier to spot. Because the drunk specifies that they disguise as a random not-in-play villager. But they're always someone here, right? Because we've got Gemcrafter, Bishop, Empress, Hunter, Medium, Lover, and Confessor. So if we had this lineup and the drunk was like a fortune teller or something, it would be so much easier to deal with. The only thing that this means to me is that the drunk does not disguise it. The one of these bishops is not the drunk, is what that means to me. The way my brain assumed. Because there had to have been a bishop in play for somebody to duplicate them. You know what I mean? I'm assuming the drunk is like one of these. One of these other ones. That's how, like, my brain from like a trying to understand this game and also a like understanding game development to some extent standpoint, I feel like that all needs to be decided before the cards get flipped. And the drunk's gotta be like a weirdo. One, 5, and 3, or 1, 4, and 5. These two are getting sussed. I'm willing to suspect Well, actually, here's the thing. And you're also suspecting 5. Which puts you in the hot seat, my friend. Because if you are evil and you are a drunk, that would still make these... That would corroborate your 2 stories. But what about you 2? Hold on. I'm swimming over here. You suspect one of these 3 is evil. And I'll go with you on that, probably. If they're not evil, though, they can't possibly not be evil. Between all of this information, I think you've got it. Oh my. Damn, not even corrupted, huh? Not even corrupted. That's so annoying. Thank you. Which means you're all safe. You're all villagers, right? You're corroborating all of that story. Which makes me suspect you next. You were correct. You're potentially the drunk. One, 3, and 5? No, that's not possible. Thank you. Who's our last? Another fucking bishop! 2, 6, and 5, huh? Minion, outcast, and villager? I might believe that. Because which is a minion? We suspect the lover of being the drunk. And then the medium was a real villager. Which means one of you, I think, has to be no. You, I think, are the puppet master. And you're the puppet. Potentially. I don't have anything else to back that up except for the fact that nobody else is lying to me. And we know there's a puppet. Because when the puppeteer spawns, it doesn't always spawn with a puppet. It's sometimes because of the random generation of it all. Sometimes it doesn't work out. I think yes, which would make you correct but dead. And the lover was the drunk. Yes. Oh my god. Is this what I needed the whole time? Do I just need to be, like, nearly unconscious from sleep to be good at this game? Good at this game is relative. I always beef it at, like, the last fucking level. God. Hold please, taking a sippy. Gotta stay hydrated, gotta stay awake. What we got? Puka, of course. Puppeteer, doppelganger, and the drunk? You're out of your goddamn mind. So a potential... We do have 3 evils, so we have puppeteer and the puppet. A maximum of 3, 4, 5 liars, 3 evils, and a bunch of doubling going on. A bunch of duplicates. Well, I guess the drunk isn't usually a duplicate. That still stands. Oracle suspects herself of being a puppet, brother. What if I did? What if I did? What if I did? Okay. Let's deep breath. Enlightened. Direction of the closest evil. Sure. Confessor is good. That's great news, honestly. It doesn't mean you're completely safe at this point, but great news. Cured 2 corruptions. So Alchemist is an interesting one. Alchemist will, in theory, within a range of the 2 cards, the 4 cards adjacent to him, technically, will cure corruption, in theory. However, here's the thing. If the alchemist has been corrupted, no corruption is being cured. There was some debate last time I played this, and of the couple of VODs that I've watched of other people playing this. Some people suspect that with him saying I cured 2 corruptions, even if he didn't actually cure any corruptions at all because he's corrupted himself, that could mean that there is 2 corrupted cards among the 4 that could potentially be cured. The hints do not say that, so I'm going to not speculate on that too much, but it could be true. He also only cures corruption and not characters who are lying. You know what I mean? Oh, the baker! You're immediately getting murdered. So the baker's an interesting one. The baker, the first baker you reveal, should say, the first baker you reveal, if it's a real baker, will say, I am the original baker, or I was the original baker. And their ability is any of these other cards can say that they can become a baker and then say that they were a different profession, right? Because it's being a baker is contagious, I suppose. However, if they're lying, especially if the first one you flip over is lying, they'll say that they were just a random villager role and not that they were the first baker. So you are high on my shit list right now. Closest evil is counterclockwise. Interesting. An interesting corroboration between puts you 2 in the hot seat for sure. God. Why do we have so many enlightens? 2 cards away from closest evil. Fair. And the druid! The druid will tell you if there's an outcast among 3 characters. Honestly, just to see if she's telling the truth, because I know one of these has to be the doppelganger. Because we don't have any other duplicates, right? No. Doppelganger disguises as a good villager currently in play. Similarly to how the shaman creates a double, doppelganger will always be a duplicate character. And you say there is the doppelganger, so I'm going to believe you're telling the truth. Which potentially means all of them are telling the truth. Which is a little scary. You might not be telling. Highest on my shit list is you and you. Because if you are in fact a puppet, the self-report is so funny. We gotta try it, right? For the content. My God. And you're correct. Which means you're probably the puppeteer. Get absolutely fucked, my dude. Absolutely. Okay. I mean... Ooh. Could be the drunk, actually. Actually, I really want to kill this baker. Could be the drunk, though. You were correct. You, I believe, are correct. Because it would make one of them the doppelganger. You're fine, because the puppet's dead. Cured 2 corruption. It's gotta be like one of you 3, I think. Alchemist isn't completely out of the shit yet. Because that's the thing, right? Our last contestant is the Puka, who corrupts the cards on either side of her. So, like, if you were to be the Puka and lying, Baker would have been cured of corruption, except for the fact that it's probably the drunk. It's not you. I'm gonna kill this flame. Oh, it's the doppelganger! I'm so sorry. Ah, I'm so sorry. Where was the drunk? You! The alchemist? Every time. Brother? Every fucking game. The alchemist has not, will not, and cannot do their fucking job. They're always corrupted, or lying, or evil, somehow. Their ability is so good, and they simply will not. I'm so mad. Anyways, let's run it again. 2 evils, huh? The poisoner and the witch this time. We've done the witch. Poisoner just corrupts someone adjacent to him. Dreamer, also fun. Potential alchemist. Will not happen. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 liars. And we can't reveal the last card. 1 evil adjacent to you. Thank you, lover. Cure 2 corruptions. Did ya? Did ya, brother? Are you sure? 2, 8, or 6. Boy. I kind of hope you're not correct, because I really would hate to have an evil character under this card that I cannot do anything with. No doubles, huh? Wild. Half of you are going to be lying to me, though, which is going to be a problem. 2, 8, 6. Dreamer tells you evil roll. So there's an easy way to tell if the dreamer is corrupted or not. Their ability is so good, but it only works if you know who the evil is. Like, if you've already killed someone. You know what? Jester might be able to corroborate Empress. Might be, might be. Because if all of them are good. We'll put you guys in the hot seat, right? Gosh. I don't have a whole lot to do with this information. Let's see if you've been corrupted. You have been corrupted. If, as the hint says, if they have not been corrupted, if they're not lying, they say the wretch looks like a cabbage. For some reason. So you've been had. Doesn't make you evil. But puts you on my suspects list. Because the wretch is not the poisoner. I'm pretty sure. So I think we found out. No, you're definitely lying. I'm 80% sure you're lying. Well, it's just fucking kombucha meme. Hello, All-Star64. Stabbing evil is going great. I'm very sleepy though, so I'm sometimes stabbing not evil, but I'm trying to keep the stabbing of not evil to a minimum. Forgot we got the trunk on this one. Even if you're lying to me, I can't murder you. It's fine. Everything's fine. I can't even assume the alchemist does his job correctly. Can you pin the view to the board? Option when you look at the deck. Ooh. Aha. Well, that's fun. Yeah, no problem. Didn't realize you could do that. At least we don't have a doppelganger to worry about this time, I guess. We've just got the two. It's nice for streamers in their audience. Oh yeah. I'm sure it's much more convenient than me just like perpetually doing that all the time. What if I want to suspect D3? No outcasts? No outcast? Are you sure? Four liars. Four liars and no outcast in that. Are you sure? I do know the wretch does not appear as an outcast. The wretch appears as evil for pretty much everybody. Brother, I gotta start chopping. So if I feel like we have to work with assumptions and work backwards from assumptions. So if we assume you are lying to me, you're all safe. You're telling the truth, it's one of them. If you are telling the truth, I don't think it's probably not the dreamer. It might be these two. Honestly, I'm tempted to kill the alchemist because he just keeps fucking me over. Should we see if the jester can corroborate the Empress? The Empress's story? If we check these three characters and the jester says none of them are evil. Oh my god, the raid? Playfire! Thank you for the raid! Welcome in, my friends! Spagball raid! Spagball raid! Welcome to this convoluted ass, thinking puzzle while I'm very sleepy. Yippee! And the Sephiroth raid works this time! I'm so excited. I'm so glad that shit works.
Thank you.
Cheyenne Red Bloodstone, thank you for the follow. I gotta pull the trigger on someone, right? It's gonna be you. Yes! It's always the alchemist, guys! It's always the alchemist! Pikefire, I had no idea spag bowl meant bolognese spaghetti until like 5 minutes ago. Applejacks, I will explain what's happening. So, this is Demon Bluff. It's available free for playtest at the moment. Going to release early 2026. It's been described as a single player Among Us sort of situation. It's based off of the tabletop RPG Blood on the Clock Tower. What's happening here is we have a village full of people. Everybody in purple is a villager. Everybody in yellow is an outcast. Everybody in red is evil. The evils, there's a certain amount of evils per round. Evils will disguise themselves as a not evil, and we have to try to figure out who's evil and rid the village of them without killing too many innocents. That's our objective. And we're on Ascension 3, which does mean this has gotten very complicated. But just work with me. Just work with me here. It's a very good game that I'm very bad at. Okay. So, that has given us excellent information. We found one of our evils. We have one more left to find. We have to find the poisoner. Reminds me of Salem Witch Trials. It's very Salem Witch Trials. In fact, when I first saw it, I also thought of Salem Witch Trials, but I think that is simply too old of a game now. Like, the streamers that I was watching play it were like, oh, it's like Among Us and Blood on the Clock Tower, and I was like, oh, I've been around here for too long, huh? I've been in the indie scene for too long, huh? God, okay. There is, in fact, at least one evil adjacent to you, so I'm less suspicious of you now. However, you're suspecting these three, and you're suspecting these three. Puts you in the hot seat, quite severely. Wretch could be the poisoner, though. I don't think Wretch can't be the poisoner. Indie is absolutely the best games. I play a whole lot of indie games on this channel. We just got done with a playthrough, 2 consecutive playthroughs of Look Outside and Strange Antiquities. Trust me, we on this channel, we love and appreciate indie games. And it's not only because I have a fucking garbage PC that cannot possibly run new shit like Silent Hill Forte or anything. Speaking of Pikefire, what were you playing if you were still hanging around? What were you streaming? Did you have a good stream? Definitely lying. Potentially not bad. Our drunk is still here. And the poisoner has probably corrupted somebody. Unless the poisoner's like here. But even then, corrupted. I'm gonna have to pull the trigger again, guys. I'm gonna have to corrupted. Damn. Double damn. The drunk was. See, here's where again, this is a playtest. So not everything is going to go according to plan. The drunk? There were multiple empresses though. And I thought the drunk was supposed to be somebody not in play. So did the drunk become somebody not in play first, and then the poisoner copied them? I have problems with it. I have problems with this game when I'm like coherent. Being sleepy today is giving me problems. Even more problems. Problems on top of problems. What's the vaccine policy? I mean, like for advice for this game, feel free to throw out guesses in the chat. I can't always say that I'll adhere to any of them, but if you guys, yeah, I'm mostly here to have a conversation about all of this that's going on. If you guys want to join in on the conversation, I'm happy to have you. Especially if you're, you know, honestly, regardless of if you're a person who has played this game before, seen the game played before, and knows what's going on, or if you're person who hasn't seen the game before, hasn't played it before, and has no idea what's going on, please feel free, like, it's a chill chat. Feel free to sound off. What do you mean, like saying the wretch can never be evil? Can the wretch never be evil? Oh, I can Google it. Cannot be disguised as. That's what I'm looking for. Cause I know, cause I thought I knew, so previously I thought none of the outcasts could be evil, but then I remember all of the turns beforehand when they keep trying to get me to kill the bombardier. And it can sometimes be the bombardier, but it usually isn't. There was no actual Empress in play last round, hence why the drunk could disguise as her. Well, yeah, but like, I understand how the drunk can disguise as the Empress, but how could the... I don't understand how the poisoner could disguise as the Empress as well, if that class is supposed to like not be in play. I don't know like the order of operations when the game sets this thing up of like who gets to disguise as what. All right. Got another poisoner, got the puka. We got so much corruption happening. Maximum of 3, 4, 5 liars in 9 cards. That's gonna be annoying, and you're not gonna do your job again. I know it. Evil can disguise as any villager in the deck, even ones that weren't picked to actually be in play. Is that true? Then what's the point of having a deck? If evil can just disguise as anybody. Got no witch this time, so we can reveal all of our cards. Right side's more evil, huh? Noted. Counterclockwise. Also noted. Dreamer. Honestly, Confessor, that's excellent news. That's excellent news. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here and not corrupted. Alchemist, did you? Yeah, fucking... I don't want to talk to either of you. And the Wretch is back. Welcome back, Wretch. Doppelganger has to disguise. So here's the thing. Doppelganger disguises as a villager good villager currently in play and does their job correctly. So one of you has to be correct in how much corruption you have cured. Right? Right side's more evil. Or it could be the Dreamer. I just noticed we have 2 Dreamers. Shows the possible villagers in play and lets you look up what they do. Yeah. Want to go on a cabbage hunt? Honestly, I was thinking about it. It's kind of... I always hesitate, though, because it's kind of a waste of their ability. To just see if both of them say the Wretch is a cabbage. I'm worried it's gonna be like, well, no. Well, maybe. I generally find that's the best use. She can be wrong otherwise. That is true. Unless you've already, like, killed an evil. Sure. Could be cabbage. Could be cabbage. Could be cabbage. Great news. Have one of you actually done your job? Found the doppelganger. Yeah, absolutely. I think you might be the correct alchemist. Cured both of these corruptions. And you're probably like... No. Because you can't be the poisoner. And if you're the puka, that would mean you're corrupt. Of course, there's also this whole trifecta here, saying that the evil is this way. I do sort of believe the enlightened, because either you're going to be pointing to the Wretch, or one of these two, I think. That I'm hesitantly believing you. Well, now that we know these two are fine, we can fortune tell them and see if the fortune teller's any good. Fortune teller's corrupted. Good to know. Potentially evil. Definitely wrong. Probably wrong? Definitely wrong. But like, well, no. If enlightened is still correct, I'm suspecting like one of these two is the poisoner and one of these two is corrupted, I think. Pretty sure you can stab your way to the win here. Potentially. Am I that smart though? I don't think. Well, I'm so glad that doesn't show up on the waveform. Mostly. Actually, maybe not. That's what I'm saying. Cause like, either Puka is over here and fucking some of this shit up, or Puka's over here and fucking some of this shit up. We know you're wrong. I'm dubious of both of you. But of the people we have left, we have our maximum number of potential liars. So you could all be telling me incorrect information at this point. You know what I mean? So we have to take everything with a grain of salt. A grain of sand. Grain of salt is the correct term. Because what's our reach? If you are correct, but one of them is still bad. 1, 2, 3. It would still be, closest evil would still be counterclockwise. If you were targeting the wretch. I think you're wrong. I think you're both wrong, actually. Because at this point, one of you was over here, and one of you is over here. Probably. I'm so tempted. I'm so tempted to just start swinging. Two 50-50 so you can guess wrong twice. Yeah. Yeah. But we gotta get somewhere, right? Let's start with 8. I was just gonna say, because I think you could have done something. You definitely didn't do anything. Mostly because there's still somebody lying in your sight line. Fuck! I do think that means 7's the poisoner, though. Which means, again, the alchemist didn't do anything for me. Every fucking time, dude. Every fucking time. I won the gamble. But then who do we ask? Architect or fortune teller? Because they're both lying. Fortune teller? It's true, because 3 would still be telling the truth, right? Yeah. I'll give you that one. Nice. Nice. Oh, Christ. What the fuck? What? Oh, it's Ba. Ba we haven't seen yet. Ba will add a fake outcast. So there could be a doppelganger, but there might not be. And the Bombardier is back. My least... Every single... There's 2 universal truths in this game. One is that the alchemist will never do you any fucking favors. And the second is that everybody in this game is going to try to convince you that the Bombardier is a bad guy and that you should kill them. Because if you execute the Bombardier and it is in fact the Bombardier, it's game over. Instant game over. Bombardier explodes and kills everyone in the village. The two universal truths of this game. So God, what do we got? We potential 1, 2. Only like 3 liars though, right? Out of 9 cards, that's not terrible. And no witch, so I can flip everybody over. 1 card away from closest evil, says you, huh? Okay. A judge. The bombardier's here. Wonderful. Fuck you. Left side is again. Left side is more evil. These. What about these two? They're on left side. Left side's more evil. Well, Plague Doctor, Bombardier, and Wretch. That means we don't have a doppelganger, right? Is that our fake? Our fake outcast? That does mean that one of these Bombardiers is unfortunately going to need to be murdered. I'm in danger. Again, left side is more evil, and you're suspecting 5 in addition to any of these. Not adjacent to each other. Which is counterintuitive to one of you two. I don't like any of these odds. I get so, like, my body tenses having these two on the board. Ugh. I think we start trying to figure out if Empress is telling the truth. Because if you're lying, they're all safe. Right? Counselor can disguise himself as an outcast, right? So I'm super not safe in this one. Watch it be both of the Bombardiers. Actually, it would be less funny if it was both of the Bombardiers. If it's one of the Bombardiers, which I'm sure it is, I'm going to simply pick the wrong one. Plague Doctor doesn't work on evil characters, does he? Plague Doctor is looking specifically for corrupted characters. You can't just pick somebody who's lying to you, right? You'll say not corrupted. Yeah, that tracks. That tracks. Okay. Which I feel like has screwed me over in the past, you know? Thinking that, you know, you gotta, after a certain point in this game, you have to divorce the fact of, like, lying equals evil and telling truth equals good from in your brain. You gotta separate the parts, because it simply does not work that way. Especially once you get, like, the fucking puppet master involved. Not adjacent to each other. Left side's more evil. Well, that would count the wretch. I might be willing to believe that you're telling me the truth. I might. 7 has to be telling the truth. Do they? Because right side would also include the wretch, wouldn't it? Because he's in the odd spot. Right? Here's the problem. Who's corrupted, he could be lying. Yeah. Can't be evil though? 7? Why not? Well, no. Well, I feel like he could. Firstly and foremostly because these next two are outcasts, so he could be a counselor. Secondly, Architect isn't... Do you know 1 of 5 or 6 is evil? He would be telling the truth. If he was evil. No, not necessarily, because remember, Architect isn't one of the ones who, like, if he's lying, the opposite is true. Right? Well, no. Because that would unabashedly be this side is the more evil, right? No, you're right. Could be... We assume he's corrupted and Plague Doctor him? I'm willing to do that. Now Plague Doctor. Be honest with me here. I'm begging you, be honest with me here. If he was evil, you'd have 2 evils on the left side. Yeah. That is true. You are right. If you... Odd. I hate having this many outcasts. None of the... Like, half of these characters don't do anything for me, and I can't kill them. You're fine. The Plague Doctor as you're asking questions. You can guarantee a solve using your stab. Can I? Not adjacent to each other. Left side is probably not more evil. You're not corrupted. You might be evil though. No, because you can't be evil. We've been over this. Unless you're lying to me. No, but if you're evil, then you'd have to be telling the truth. If you want to know, you can ask. I appreciate that. I like trying to puzzle it out myself sometimes. But I'm not very good at puzzling it out myself. So I understand if you just need to, like, scream an answer in the chat. I will not be upset about it. I also don't think this guy's telling the truth. Can we, like, talk about that? He was, like, the second guy we introduced, and I don't think... I don't think you're... You two both can't be telling the truth at the same time, certainly. Especially when you've been awake for 23 hours. Has it been 23 hours? Oh god, it might have been. At least, right? That's why I'm so tired. Keep in mind that 7 is telling the truth. Then we're assuming Plague Doctor is evil? Honestly, Plague Doctor or Judge. I'm a sus though. If 7 is telling the truth, they have to be able. Do I gotta axe one of these bombs? I'm gonna be sad. Tell me if it's one of the bombardiers. Tell me if you suspect. It is one of them? There can only be one bombardier. I know. If so, hold on. I'm formulating a thought. If you're telling the truth, but like, are we sure 7 is telling the truth? If you're telling the truth, and it is the left side. I think it might be 5 and 4. And you're not telling. If it's 5 and 4, and you're... But you haven't been correct. I knew this was a bad idea. It was gonna be this or Solo Lethal Company today, and I don't think Solo Lethal Company would have gone any better, to be honest. I never know what's happening. Babe, I never know what's happening either. TBH. Damn. Fine. Welcome back to I have issues with the way this game does things. Seven telling the truth guaranteed that 8 was bad. But 8 is telling the truth. Is it not? I don't think I understand how Knitter works when there's an uneven amount of evils. Because that does mean that there's 2 evils adjacent to each other. Right? Which would mean they're lying when they say that the evils are not adjacent to each other. Because there are evils adjacent to each other. Right? And the Empress was corrupted. I figured that was the case. One card away from closest evil. I fucking... So annoying. Good God. Ba, twin minion, puppeteer. With puppet, confirmed. No doppelgangers or drunks, though. Maybe we can make it out of this one alive. I doubt it, though. Fucking... I hate having all activate ability nonsenses. Like, literally all of them. Okay. Where are we starting? You're good. Except maybe not. And you're a real lover, reportedly. I mean, we gotta go cabbage, right? Means you're telling the truth. With puppet, not clickbait? Not clickbait with puppet? Goodness. We don't have the plague doctor though, which takes away one of our corrupted, which means everybody who is lying is evil this time, right? And one person who's telling the truth. You should start by killing number 2 since there's only one outcast for this round. Boy. What an awful suggestion. You think so? Is that how that goes? I guess I didn't notice that only one outcast. Oh. That's not what I meant to do. It's fine. Wild. Never noticed that part of the meta before. Where do we go next? Oh, we could pick... Well, I don't have a second evil to pick. I confirm that fortune teller is telling the truth. Goodness. The too many hours awake is getting to me. What if we the puppet always has to get to me. What if we run... Try to confirm what we know is true. Maybe? You can test 4, 5, and 7 for liars using 1 through 3. True. Assuming... So if we fortune tell these two, he'll say yes, right? Which means you're a liar. We could see if you're a liar with you, you're telling the truth. Which means you two are... At least you're unsussed. Because you're too far away from a liar to be a puppet, I think. And then what else we got? 7? Two evils? That is the truth. So we think like... The only liar I got so far is you. Which, yeah, does mean you have to be evil, right? Excellent. Still haven't found the puppet yet, which is concerning me. So, I'm thinking maybe these two. Because you could be lying and you could be telling the truth that there's an evil over here. Yeah? Because then you would be telling the truth and you would be telling the truth. Pretty sure it's 50-50? But these two are both truthing, right? They're both truthing. Potentially. You're truthing. You could be not truthing. So it's either you're the puppet and you're the puppet master, or you're the puppet and you're the puppet master. Right? I see. I understand. Truly a 50-50. Who do we break up in this group? I wish I hadn't fucked up that first shot. That's, yeah, honestly, I'm gonna be a little mad if this sets us back to 0. Yes! Yes! We're alive! Holy shit. Good God. Potential doppelganger. And 4 evils with another puppeteer. Oh, and a counselor. Counselor doppelganger is so annoying. But there's only supposed to be 1 outcast? So if there's a wretch, there's no doppelganger, right? Slayer! Counselor and play the outcast count as 1 higher than shown. I guess that makes sense. Because he turns a villager into an outcast. Yeah, okay. I appreciate you pointing that out. They definitely fucking would not have thought of that. See? We got 2 of them. But that does mean we probably don't have a doppelganger. Doppelganger's the fake one. Puppeteer would not be 3 cards away from the closest evil. Good try, though. Puppeteer's one card away from the closest evil. I would give you, maybe. Poet's such a weird bit. Mother? I think evil can disguise as the fake one, so be careful. I believe that. No corrupted characters, huh? Actually, you might be correct. We don't have any corruptors. Ba's a liar, Puppeteer's a liar, and Counselor's a liar, but they don't corrupt anyone. That's truthful. That's truthful, baby. Cured 0 corruptions is also correct, because there's no corruptors. Okay. I'm willing to give you both of that. I'm gonna hope the Slayer isn't corrupted, because... You know 5's bad? Yeah. That is what I suspected. But it's Ba and not the Counselor. Which means I'm still not off the hook. There's a trick with Slay, which might be a glitch. Cured 0 corruptions would always be truthful even if there were corruptors in play. I guess that's true. Well, not always. Right? No. I mean, if he himself is corrupted or evil and he cured nothing, then I guess that is still the truth, right? If you use a Slayer on an already dead character, you can find out if they're lying. Really? Because if they're lying, they couldn't kill it. So if I use it on this Ba and he doesn't kill it, then he's lying. And if he's telling the truth, he'd just say he found evil there. They might have patched it. Because he's not doing anything. So he's good, that means? Excellent. That was my second suspicion. Which means I can use him to take out one of these fucking bombardiers. Oh, we can use Dreamer on Ba? The Dreamer's a liar. Wonderful. He could be the puppet, yeah. But that does mean he could be the puppet, but that does mean he's going to do his job. Yeah. Oh! Which means you're the puppet. Yeah? Okay. Which means this Dreamer's dead, right? Yes. Yippee! I can't, we're going into the last fucking round of the Ascension with 1 heart. I can't wait to lose it all, guys. I can't wait to lose it all. Lilith has fucked me every single time. Every time. There's a day-night cycle now, and when it's nighttime, she kills somebody. What do we got? Honestly, not a bad spread, though. If the Slayer was corrupted, he would have said I couldn't kill number when you tried to use him on the dead character. It's a glitch, but it's convenient and fair. I'll take Lula's tips, sure. We're only gonna have 3 liars, right? And our 3 liars are the evils? That helps me a little bit. Confessor, you love to see her. I hate Lilith mostly because I can't reveal the whole playing field at once, like I love to do. I know she only kills like good unrevealed characters, but that doesn't super help me in the long run. Wow, okay. Unless she has no choice but to kill another evil. True, but if she kills another evil, I'll know that she killed another evil, and that'll make my job easier. Keep talking about a number of evils, and there's a Coheed song called Three Evils Embodied in Love and Shadow, and that's all I can think about. I'm so glad. I'm so glad I can bring that back for you. Can you corner her like that? I don't think you can. I'm sure you can at some point, but like not this round. She's so the problem I have with Lilith is she's inevitably going to kill somebody, usually a good guy, that I could have gotten information out of. But then when you reveal the other 3 cards, you still take the extra 2 damage. I've done this before and I still end up with 6 out of 10 HP, which means I get a stab. With 10 cards of play you can, she gets 2 stabs then. I believe that, but like not in this situation. I haven't gotten to 10 cards in play yet, and it's because of her. Don't be scared of losing a character. I'm not scared of losing a character necessarily, I'm scared of not being able to stab twice. But in reality, I wouldn't be able to stab twice anyways, right? There is no corruption. So you would have cured 0 corruptions. Good for you. 2 cards away from closest evil. Okay. Only matters if you have a drunk or corrupt knight in play. Otherwise, you still get your 1 free stab. True. Reveal characters that other characters mentioned, so it's easier to confirm them. True. So let's run... Someone's gonna die. That's... She got number 8. Damn. Evils are not adjacent to each other? An interesting pick. Professor is dizzy. Always. Honestly? That means you're a bad guy, right? Because we have no corruption. Perfect. Get fucked. Did that count as a move, though? I'm gonna be a little mad if someone else dies. You were correct. Minion, outcast, and villager. You're also correct. Technically. Slayer! And the left side is more evil, huh? Evils are not adjacent to each other. So you have to be... No. Right? Unless you're lying. You be 2 cards away from both closest evils? Would honestly kind of be hilarious.
Oh, we could have. I wasted it. Sorry. If the evils are not adjacent to each other, you two would be safe. This person was innocent. One of these two has to be the doppelganger, right? But that doesn't mean the other one is safe. Because this game hates me. Or the shaman clone. Fuck, I forgot there was a shaman clone. Because we got the two poets too. You're so right. I'm paying attention. Left side. For the left side to be more evil, one of you two has to be evil. Right? Seven and one, probably. Potentially. Because, yeah. I would fulfill that one. It would fulfill. Yeah, I'm willing to give that a shot. Nice. Hell yeah! Endless unlocked. Yippee! I think. Do you have to complete Ascension 4 for Endless? Or just get to it? Oh, look at those booties in the chat. Is Lilith just gonna be one of the demons forever now? I'm kind of sad. I don't remember. You can just check. I can't I? Can I just back out? Go to menu. Yay, Endless. Cool. Oh wow, they ramped me back down when I came back in. Get the juicy Lilith skin. Do you get the Lilith skin from doing Endless? Because I'd be willing to do Endless for the Lilith skin. Ten wins in a row on Endless? Brother, that is not happening tonight. Maybe in the future. But I am so sleepy. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't know if I could. Just want to see how high the Ascensions go. We're gonna keep working on Ascension 4 for a little bit. But I honestly don't know if we're gonna get much farther than Ascension 4. Where's a real scout? What do we... One outcast, one demon, 5 billion. In general, fair. I wonder if they have a cap, because the way it kind of describes Ascensions in the menu makes it seem like there's an end to it. Somewhere in the 120s? Damn. Probably only for the demo though. Oh yeah. Personally, I enjoy the extra difficulty. Feels like Ascension mode is too easy. Fair. There's not one pair of evil. There's only one evil, right? One Carter. There's also isn't a second closest evil, guys. Knitter, I hate the way that Knitter words things. I think that's technically correct. Left side's more evil. 4 is out. Plague Doctor versus Puka is basically an auto win. Just find a liar and stab them. Truly. Oh, that's true. That's true. But so far, like, I don't have a good grasp on who is lying. Because of the nature of these two, they could be telling the truth. And I just hate. One is Puka and 4 is corrupted. Because of plague. By elimination. Yeah. We just stab the knight, do you think? Honestly, I'm thinking about it. Because that's an easy... easy figure out if they're corrupted or figure out if they're real. Plague Doctor! If you want, just stab the scout and then use Plague on them to confirm the win. That's what I was wondering. Scout is incorrect, right? Yeah. The wording of these two fucks me over more often than I'd like to admit. And it was the knight. So we could have gotten away with that. But alas. Oh god, here we go again. Lilith, Witch, and Minion. Which means we're not going to be able to reveal the last card. We got our Wretch in here. Evils are not adjacent to each other. Both sides are equally evil. Which I guess is possible. All of our liars are evil, right? Because we have no corruptors in this one. Okay. The knight. No! Alright. Only one pair of evil is a lie. Or is not a lie. I hate the way that the knitter speaks. I'm gonna have to tap out soon, guys. My brain is going. You know, 2 is bad now? I guess so. Would that make both 2 and 6 bad? Cool. Glad we're on the same page. Oh, gosh. Everyone is testable. That's true. Right? No. It's... Good evening, my friend. Welcome in. 2 pairs of evils. Celeste evil is either 3 or 7. Is that... I guess that would be correct, right? Because they're not all spread apart, and there would be more than one pair of evil. But if it's 3, would that still count as a pair of evil? 5 was telling the truth. You are right. So it's not 3 or 7. You're tired as well? Tired friends, let's go. Jester can be tested on 3. You must say there are no outcasts telling the truth. Oh? So we test Druid with no outcasts. You were not. No outcasts is the truth. Free stab the knight. That's what I was thinking. Knight's safe. So it's gotta be. Wonderful. Alright. I think we're gonna go till I expire. No. We couldn't possibly. My life bar's been refilled. We'll go another round or two. Potential return of the Bombardier. My least favorite. Only 2 evils though. And no Lilith or Witch, so we're gonna reveal all these bad things. No Bombardier? Truly a blessed day. We've got duplicated poets and a corrupted. We gotta suss it out. Real judge, 2 cards away from closest evil. Say 7 is evil, which would make it not a real judge. And we don't have a wretch to test the dreamer on. Alas. Because the shaman doesn't have to be the duplicated villager role, right? So that doesn't immediately make one of these 2 suspicious. Four and 6 are kind of safe. Yeah. Since you only have 2 poets, they must both be good? Must they? There's no other role that could have been duplicated? Well, right. Well, right. Because shaman duplicates villagers, right? So one of these was originally a poet and then duplicated to be another fine poet. So you 2 are fine. Maybe not uncorrupted, but safe from the stab. One of them might be corrupted. There's plague doctors here. Someone's gonna be corrupted. But for now, they have the green no stabby mark. We could lie test them. We could also test judge on 2. It'll give you a ton of information. See if judge is lying. True. Well, that's right, because Plague Doctor himself cannot be corrupted, yes? which means you are wrong. Okay. We're getting somewhere. Could still be a real judge, but could be evil. Seven is either corrupt or lying. True. True. If we could just axe 7. Honestly, tempting. Because we either axe him or we try Plague Doctor on him. You think 7 has to be evil? I'm thinking it might be like... Hang on. Since 6 has to be good. 6 and 7 cannot be corrupt. That's true. 6 has to be telling the truth, right? Okay. Okay. Now, are you telling the truth? You are telling me the truth. Excellent job. And you're lying to me. Beautiful. Beautifully done. God, we've got the drunk back. We've actually got a cluster here. Puka, Counselor, Drunk, and Bombardier. Truly a GG. This might kill me though. No witch, no Lilith, so we're just gonna reveal everybody. Of course, of course. Counselor? Sure. Again, trying to point me at the evil Bombardier. Every time, dude. And we've got duplicate Empresses. Which one of you has to be evil, right? Lots of liars. That's a maximum of 3, 4, 5 liars in 8 cards. Yeah. Right? And fuck, I hate... Because the Counselor could be sitting next to the drunk. You think one of the Empresses is the Counselor? Maybe. You suspect 6, 2, or 5. You suspect 1, 2, or 6. Of course, of course. Here's a trick. Tell me a trick, All-Star. Oh, true. Since you know one of the Empresses is lying, any roll they both say must be good. So that Bombardier is off the shit list. And the Bard, right? 621 or 625. Okay. Okay. That's an excellent point. I appreciate that. Could be lying, but they're good. Yeah. Yeah, I honestly don't know if I believe you're not any closer to a corrupted character. TBH, considering there's a potential 5 of them here. I'm suspecting number 3 pretty heavily. But we have some corroboration. Who, if you're lying, then they're both fine. Stabbing 3 gives you a lot of info. That's kind of what I was thinking. I think we might just have to sack one of them. Because they can't be the drunk, right? Because the drunk is a character that... Well, one of them could be the drunk. Because the drunk is a character that quote-unquote isn't in play. Even though it is in play. Should we stab 3? Stab 3. Counselor! Let's go! Which means you are also safe. That's the wrong button. Safe. Drunk is always disguised as a unique character. Yeah, I thought so too. But evil can copy the drunk's disguise, so it super does not matter. We can see if you're telling the truth. You're not telling. You're lying to me. So you were telling me the truth, though. You were correct. You were lying to me. And you could potentially still be telling the truth. No, you can't be telling the truth. Cause we've outsussed these guys. Why did I mark 5 as good? I marked 5 as lying to me. 5 is not necessarily out of the shithouse now. 5 is lying to me. You think this can be solved now? Probably. Without the stab. Who are we? I feel the need to test the jester before I go swinging. Seven could be Puka? 7 could... well... But that would have corrupted Bard, wouldn't it? You're telling me the truth. Right? Potentially? Five would be drunk. 7 as Puka. Because that would make you incorrect but safe. Sure. Yeah. That makes sense to me. I was gonna say that the liars didn't necessarily line up, but I had to remember the Bard was corrupted. Okay. We got Bob, Puppeteer, definitely the puppet, potential drunk. I have to see. It's such a good game. I'm so excited for the full release. I'm having a great time with it. 8 is a real drunk. God, I hope so. Okay. Closest evil counterclockwise. Knight is here, potentially. No evils. Well, how many liars we got? If there is a drunk, which there has to be a drunk, because the Bombardier's made up this time. If there's a drunk, we got 1, 2, 3 liars and 3 evils. Which doesn't line up the way that I wanted to. 2, 8, and 5. Minion Villager. Yeah. Double medium is very sus. Oh, Bishop and Empress are potentially corroborating. They both say 2, 8, and 5. However, if they're both lying, then they ain't gonna corroborate shit. Yeah, I mean, one of these mediums has to go, right? They're either both lying or both telling the truth. That's what I'm worried about. That's what I'm worried about. I mean, we can check the night, right? For freebies. No? No straight corruption. We don't have any other corruptors. If he's drunk, you lose points. That is true. I guess he could be the drunk. That's annoying. Yeah. Not the drunk. Safe. Safe. Which means I'm immediately suspecting 5 as being evil and 8 as being the drunk. Evil clockwise is also interesting. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. If 8 is a real drunk, there would have to be a minion here, which would be the puppeteer, right? Which means you two could still be correct, but one of you would be evil. Ask Judge in 2. I would also stab 5. We could Judge 2. Would Judge... But Judge wouldn't be able to tell anything about 2, right? I'm stabbing 5. Yes! Yes. Which means one of you two is on the chopping block next. Let me tell you. Because you were correct. You were correct. You, I think, might also be lying. But would you be? Not if the puppet's over here, potentially. They might all be here. Three's not a real lover, you're correct. You're correct. Hell yeah. And we know that 8 is drunk now. Now we just gotta figure out who's the puppet, right? Three did lie, which means the bishop is the puppet, right? Okay, cool. Nice. Oh my gosh, okay. Excellent job, everybody. Excellent job. I think we go I think we go one more, because this might kill me. I feel like I've said that a couple times. This might kill me though. I kind of want to go until we lose a heart. But you guys are doing so much better at this than I am. Let me see. Ba the witch, potentially a drunk. That's going to be really annoying. 8, 2, and 7, outcast, minion, and villager. 6, 4, and 1. And the bombardier, of course. Which means we could still have the drunk, but we simply do not know. Hilarious that you're suspecting yourself, Bishop. Makes me want to believe that you are incorrect. If Bishop is suspecting themselves, does that immediately mean that they're just lying, or they could be the villager? Must be a villager or a puppet. Evil would call villagers only. That's kind of what I thought. And we don't have a puppet. And we don't have... We have a stray liar, right? Because witch lies, ba lies. Potential drunk liar. Eight is pretty sus, yeah. Drunk is not a villager. Oh, you're right. This bishop has to be safe? I like those odds. Right side more evil. 2 cards away from closest evil. Yeah. Don't like the look of 8. At worst he's drunk and you know 7's bad. True. True. I want to reveal all the cards so bad. Yeah, 8 could be the drunk. If 2 is correct, and 8... No, 8 can't be the drunk. right? Because if 2 is a villager, if 8 was the drunk, there would be 2 outcasts, 1 villager and no evils, right? So it susses both of them. One of them is not who they say they are. You won't know till you stabby 8. You don't gotta tell me twice. Beautiful. 1 card away from a corrupted character? Brother, I got bad news for you. Brother, I got bad news for you. We don't have any of those. Drunk is corrupt. No, you are right. Assuming there's a drunk, though, right? There has to be a drunk. Now that we know that's not the wretch, there has to be a drunk. Which I hate. I do. So, who do we put to the test next? Let's assume for the moment that 7's a real bombardier. 7 would have to be a real bombardier, because you're correct. So you're fine and you're fine, right? One card away from corrupted character. If you're not the drunk, would have to be you. But I think you have to be telling the truth. Because we've got no more room, right? Can 5 be corrupted? I think 5 is corrupted. I think this one might be our drunk. Because if you're correct, you're safe, then you would have to, it would have to be one of you. Right? You don't think 4 is safe? Well, it's gotta be one of them, right? Because one of them's the drunk, and one of them is potentially evil. And it's potentially 4, right? Because 5 can't be telling the truth. So if you're lying and you're potentially lying, and you're sussed by the Empress, if both of our liars are here, then she has to be telling the truth. Right? I think I'm gonna stab 4. I think this architect's gotta go. Stab 5? Since 5 must be lying, but 5 could be the drunk, right? This is what I'm saying. One of them's the drunk and one of them's corrupted. One of them's the drunk and one of them's evil. Ask 1 about 8, 1, and 2. 1 evil. Which, I think it's the architect. I think we gotta do it, guys. Yeah, because it can't be you. That's the truth. Damn it. Damn, you're not the drunk either? Oh no. Damn it. Oh. So, again, the drunk fucks everything up because the drunk always fucks everything up. Yeah, probably should have stabbed 5 first. Oh well, c'est la vie. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me, my friends. I'm going to have to go before I fall asleep at my desk. But it's been wonderful. Make sure you come back next time. We should be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern. Might be playing some multiplayer. Maybe some Left 4 Dead with my sibling Ace. Either way, should be a good time. If we're not playing Left 4 Dead 2, we're probably going to be playing more of this. So if you like more of this, stick around. We're going to be playing Little Nightmares 3 on Thursday. We do Final Fantasy 14 on Fridays. Got plenty to stick around for. Should we raid? I haven't raided in a while. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Let me see what I got going on. See what we got raiding here. Let's see, we got some art, we got some, ooh, Hollow Knight Silk Song. Drawfee! Let's raid the Drawfee, they're doing some art. Speedrunning Peachtober? That sounds like an excellent time. And they just started too. Alright, you all have fun with the Drawfee. I will see you all next time, tomorrow at 5 p.m. I will be back here. Until then, have a wonderful evening, my friends.